The Servant Who Became Queen. A Tale of Betrayal, Transformation, and Redemption. Part 1, The Invisible Girl. Chapter 1, The Morning Routine. The alarm buzzed at 5:30 a.m., just like every other morning for the past 3 years. Maya Rivers silenced it quickly, her hand moving automatically in the darkness of her small basement room. She didn't need light to navigate the cramped space. Every inch was memorized, from the narrow bed against the wall to the single dresser that held all her belongings. She dressed in silence, pulling on the crisp white blouse and black pencil skirt that made up her uniform. Not an official uniform, but Derek Stone had made it clear what he expected his personal assistant to wear. Professional, invisible, forgettable. Maya had become an expert at being all three. By 6 a.m., she was in the kitchen of Stone Manor, preparing Derek's breakfast exactly as he liked it. Black coffee, 2 sugars, temperature precisely 180 degrees. Scrambled eggs, slightly runny. Whole wheat toast, lightly buttered. Fresh fruit cut into precise cubes. She'd made this breakfast 1,000 times, and it had never once earned her a thank you. "You're here early." The voice startled her, and Maya turned to find Sarah Chan, the head housekeeper and her only real friend in this cold place. "Same time as always," Maya replied softly, plating the breakfast with careful precision. Sarah watched her with sad eyes. "You know he doesn't deserve your dedication, right? The way he treats you, like you're nothing more than furniture." Maya's hands trembled slightly, but she steadied them. "I don't have a choice, Sarah. You know that. My father's debt." "Your father's gambling debt shouldn't make you a slave," Sarah interrupted, her voice fierce but quiet. "There are laws, Maya. Human rights. You could leave." "And go where?" Maya asked, finally meeting her friend's eyes. "My family lost everything. The Stone Pack owns the debt. Derek could destroy what little my mother has left. I can't risk it." The conversation ended as footsteps echoed down the hallway. Maya grabbed the tray and hurried toward Derek's home office, her heart pounding as it always did when she had to face him. Chapter 2, The Alpha's Indifference. Derek Stone sat behind his massive mahogany desk, already dressed in a $1,000 suit, his dark hair perfectly styled. He was handsome in the way powerful men often were, sharp features, strong jaw, eyes that could freeze or burn depending on his mood. At 32, he ruled both Stone Corporation and the Stone Pack with absolute authority. He didn't look up as Maya entered. "Your breakfast, Mr. Stone," she said quietly, setting the tray on the corner of his desk. "The quarterly reports?" he asked, still focused on his computer screen. "Printed and organized in the conference room, sir. Your meeting with the board is at 9. The dry cleaning? Picked up and in your closet. My mother's birthday gift? Wrapped and ready for delivery this afternoon." Finally, he glanced at her, his ice blue eyes sweeping over her with the same attention he might give a doorknob. "Fine. Make sure Vanessa's flowers arrive before noon. 3 dozen white roses. Include the card I wrote." Maya's stomach clenched. Vanessa Pierce. Derek's girlfriend of 6 months, a stunning socialite who treated Maya with even more contempt than Derek did. "Of course, sir," Maya whispered. "And Maya?" Derek's voice stopped her at the door. "Tonight's pack gathering at the mansion. I expect everything perfect. Vanessa will be making an announcement." The way he said it, with that slight curl of satisfaction in his voice, made Maya's blood run cold. An announcement. At a pack gathering. She knew exactly what that meant. Chapter 3, Preparing the Engagement Party. The rest of the day passed in a blur of frantic preparation. Maya coordinated with caterers, florists, and staff. She transformed the Stone Manor ballroom into something magical, crystal chandeliers sparkling, white flowers cascading from every surface, tables draped in silk. Sarah found her adjusting centerpieces at 6 p.m. "Maya, you need to eat something. You've been working for 12 hours straight." I'm fine, Maya lied, though her head pounded and her hands shook from exhaustion and hunger. This isn't fine, Sarah hissed, grabbing her arm. You're killing yourself for a man who doesn't even see you as human. Tonight he's going to propose to that horrible woman, and you're making it beautiful for him. When will you put yourself first? Maya pulled away gently. I can't think about that now. The guests arrive in an hour. She retreated to her basement room to change into the black dress Derek had specified for servers. It was simple, modest, designed to help her blend into the background. Maya stared at herself in the small mirror above her dresser. At 26, she barely recognized herself anymore. Her long dark hair, once vibrant, hung limp and lifeless. Her brown eyes, once bright with dreams, looked hollow. Her face, naturally pretty, had grown gaunt from stress and irregular meals. 3 years of servitude had drained the life from her. Who are you? She whispered to her reflection. What happened to the girl who wanted to be a teacher? Who loved books and believed in happy endings? The girl in the mirror had no answer. Chapter 4, The Gathering Begins. By 7:30, the mansion buzzed with elegant guests. Werewolves from allied packs mingled with human business associates. Everyone who mattered in their world had come to celebrate with Alpha Derek Stone. Maya moved through the crowd like a ghost, refilling glasses, removing empty plates, anticipating needs before they were voiced. Years of service had taught her to be invisible, and she performed her role flawlessly. Champagne? She offered a tray to a group of she-wolves who barely glanced at her. Finally, one of them said rudely, grabbing a glass without thanks. Maya moved on, her face expressionless. She'd learned not to expect courtesy. Across the room, Derek stood with Vanessa Pierce on his arm. Vanessa was everything Maya wasn't: tall, blonde, polished, dripping with jewelry and confidence. She wore a white dress that hugged her curves perfectly, and she smiled at Derek like he'd hung the moon. Attention, everyone! Derek's voice boomed through the ballroom, and the crowd quieted instantly. Pack Alpha commanded absolute attention. Maya froze near the kitchen door, her tray trembling in her hands. Derek pulled Vanessa closer, his smile proud and possessive. Thank you all for coming tonight. I've gathered you here to share something important. Vanessa, you brought light back into my life. You're everything I've been searching for: strong, beautiful, worthy of standing beside an alpha. Vanessa's smile turned triumphant as Derek dropped to one knee. Will you marry me? He asked, producing a ring box with a diamond that could blind someone. Yes. Vanessa shrieked, and the room erupted in applause and wolf howls. Maya felt something crack inside her chest. Not heartbreak, she'd never been foolish enough to love Derek Stone. But something else shattered. Perhaps it was the last fragment of hope that she might someday be seen as more than a servant. That her years of dedication might earn her basic respect. Chapter 5, The Cruel Truth. The celebration continued for hours. Maya worked mechanically, her mind numb, her body exhausted. Near midnight, as guests began departing, she was clearing glasses from a table when she heard Vanessa's voice nearby. I still don't understand why you keep that mousy little human around, Vanessa said loudly, her words slightly slurred from champagne. She's pathetic, Derek. The way she scurries around, trying so hard to please you. It's embarrassing. Maya's hand stilled on the glasses. She's useful, Derek replied dismissively. She knows how I like things. Training a new assistant would be annoying. But she's human, Vanessa pressed. And poor. And plain. Having her serve at our engagement party was humiliating. People talked about it. Some of the other alphas think you're too soft on humans. Maya knows her place, Derek said coldly. She's staff, nothing more. Why would I care what she thinks or feels? She's paid to serve, and she does it adequately. That's the extent of our relationship. The words hit Maya like physical blows. 3 years. 3 years of pre-dawn mornings and midnight tasks. 3 years of sacrificing her own dreams to manage his life. 3 years of telling herself that hard work and loyalty mattered. And to him, she was just staff. Adequate. Nothing more. Something fundamental shifted inside Maya in that moment. The crack in her chest widened into a chasm, and falling through it was the old Maya, the girl who'd accepted invisibility as her fate. What rose in her place was someone new. Someone who'd finally had enough. Chapter 6, The Breaking Point. The next morning, Maya didn't set her alarm. She woke naturally at 8 a.m., 3 hours later than usual. For a moment, panic seized her: Derek's breakfast, his schedule, his coffee. Then she remembered his words. Staff. Adequate. Nothing more. Maya stayed in bed. At 8:30, someone pounded on her door. Maya. Mr. Stone is furious. Where's his breakfast? Why aren't you answering your phone? It was Sarah, sounding panicked. Maya stood slowly, dressed in jeans and a sweater instead of her uniform, and opened the door. Sarah's eyes widened. What are you doing? He's been calling you for 30 minutes. Let him call, Maya said calmly. I'm done, Sarah. Done? What do you mean done? I mean I quit. The words felt powerful, liberating. I'm resigning. Effective immediately. Sarah grabbed her shoulders. Maya, think about this. Your family's debt. I'll find another way, Maya said firmly. I'll work 3 jobs if I have to. I'll do anything but continue being invisible to someone who treats me like furniture. She walked past Sarah and climbed the stairs to Derek's office. Her heart pounded, but her mind was clear. Derek was pacing angrily, phone in hand. He spun toward her, his face flushed with rage. Where the hell have you been? My morning is completely destroyed because you decided to sleep in like some. I quit, Maya interrupted. The words hung in the air between them. Derek's mouth fell open. Excuse me? I resign from my position as your personal assistant, effective immediately. Maya's voice didn't shake. I'll pack my things and be gone within the hour. You can't quit, Derek said, recovering from his shock. His voice turned hard. Your father's debt to my pack. The debt was paid off 2 months ago, Maya said quietly. I checked the records. You've been accepting my services for free for 8 weeks, telling me the debt wasn't cleared yet. That's illegal, Mr. Stone. Even for an alpha. Derek's face paled. He'd been caught in a lie, and they both knew it. You have no grounds to keep me here anymore, Maya continued. I'm leaving. Consider this my notice. She turned toward the door. You'll never find another position. Derek called after her, anger replacing his momentary fear. I'll make sure every pack in the region knows you're unreliable. You'll be unemployable. Maya paused at the doorway and looked back at him. Really looked at him. And saw not the powerful alpha she'd served for 3 years, but a small, cruel man who'd built his ego on making others feel worthless. Do what you need to, she said softly. I'd rather be unemployed than invisible. Chapter 7, The Mysterious Offer. Maya packed her few belongings quickly. Sarah helped her carry boxes to her old car, tears streaming down her face. Where will you go? Sarah asked. I have a little money saved, Maya said. Enough for a motel room while I job hunt. I'll figure it out, Sarah. I always do. They hugged goodbye, and Maya drove away from Stone Manor without looking back. She'd been at a cheap motel for exactly 2 hours when her phone rang. Unknown number. Hello, she answered cautiously. Miss Rivers? The voice was deep, smooth, professional. My name is Marcus Cole. I'm calling on behalf of Dominic Blackwood, CEO of Blackwood Industries. Mr. Blackwood would like to meet with you regarding a potential position. Would you be available tomorrow morning? Maya's breath caught. Blackwood Industries. Everyone knew that name. It was Stone Corporation's biggest rival, a global empire built on innovation and aggressive expansion. And Dominic Blackwood himself was legendary, a reclusive alpha who'd built his company from nothing, who was ruthless in business but fair to his employees. Yes, Maya stammered. Yes, I'm available. Excellent. Mr. Blackwood will see you at 10 a.m. I'll text you the address. The call ended, leaving Maya staring at her phone in shock. How did Dominic Blackwood even know she existed? How did he know she'd just quit? What kind of position would someone like him offer someone like her? The text arrived, Blackwood Tower, executive floor, 10 a.m. Don't be late. Maya looked at her reflection in the motel mirror. The hollow-eyed girl who'd served Derek Stone stared back. Tomorrow, maybe, she'd meet the woman she was meant to become. Chapter 8, First Encounter. The next morning, Maya dressed in her best outfit, a simple navy dress and modest heels. She arrived at Blackwood Tower 15 minutes early, her stomach churning with nerves. The building was impressive, all glass and steel, modern and elegant. The lobby alone was more luxurious than anything at Stone Corporation. A receptionist escorted her to a private elevator that required a key card. They rose smoothly to the top floor. Mr. Blackwood is expecting you, the receptionist said, gesturing to massive double doors. Maya knocked, her hand trembling. Come in. The voice was deep and commanding, but somehow warmer than Derek's had ever been. Maya entered and found herself in a stunning office. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city. Modern art decorated the walls. Everything spoke of power and success. Behind the desk sat Dominic Blackwood. He was younger than she'd expected, perhaps mid-30s, with dark hair that touched his collar and striking green eyes. He wore a black suit that looked custom-made, and he radiated the kind of confidence that came from genuine strength, not arrogance. When he looked at her, really looked at her, Maya felt seen for the first time in years. Miss Rivers, he said, standing to shake her hand. His grip was firm but gentle. Thank you for coming on such short notice. Please, sit. Maya sank into the chair across from his desk, acutely aware of how out of place she felt. I'll be direct, Dominic said, leaning back in his chair. I've been watching Derek Stone's operation for months. Business intelligence. I know he employed you as his personal assistant. I know he paid you far below market rate. I know he exploited your family's financial situation. And I know you resigned yesterday. Maya's eyes widened. How? I have excellent sources, Dominic said with a slight smile. But more importantly, I know Derek Stone is a fool who wouldn't recognize talent if it bit him. Anyone who could manage his chaotic schedule, his temperamental personality, and his demanding pack obligations for 3 years while being paid poverty wages and treated like dirt, that person has skills I value. I'm just an assistant, Maya whispered. You're a logistics expert, a problem solver, and apparently a miracle worker, Dominic corrected. I'm offering you a position here. Not as an assistant, but as a junior executive in our operations department. The salary is 6 figures. Full benefits. Your own office. Opportunities for advancement based solely on merit. Maya couldn't breathe. This had to be a dream. Why, she managed. Why would you offer me this? Dominic's expression grew serious. Because I believe in recognizing value wherever it appears. Because I built my company on talent, not pedigree. And because. He paused. I know what it's like to be underestimated. I was born in Omega, Miss Rivers. The weakest rank in Wolf hierarchy. Everyone said I'd never amount to anything. But I proved them wrong. I became an alpha through sheer will and determination. He leaned forward, his green eyes intense. I see that same fire in you, buried under years of being told you're worthless. I'm offering you the chance to prove them wrong. To show Derek Stone and everyone else exactly what you're capable of. Maya felt tears prick her eyes. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Dominic said simply. Take the job. Start Monday. Show the world who Maya Rivers really is. For the first time in 3 years, Maya smiled. A real smile that reached her eyes. Yes, she said firmly. I accept. Dominic stood and extended his hand again. This time, when Maya took it, she felt something shift. This wasn't just a job offer. This was the beginning of something that would change everything. As Maya left Blackwood Tower, her head held high for the first time in years, she didn't see Derek Stone's car parked across the street. Derek sat behind tinted windows, watching her emerge from his rival's building with a shell-shocked expression. His hands clenched the steering wheel. What was she doing meeting with Dominic Blackwood? Whatever it was, Derek didn't like it. Not one bit. Part 2, The Phoenix Rising. Chapter 9, New Beginnings. Maya's first day at Blackwood Industries felt like stepping into a different universe. Her office, an actual office with her name on the door, had windows overlooking the city. Her desk wasn't second-hand. Her computer was the latest model. And when she arrived at 8 a.m., she found a welcome basket filled with expensive coffee, notebooks, and a card signed by the entire operations team. Good morning. A cheerful woman with red hair poked her head in. I'm Jennifer Lopez, no relation to the singer, head of the operations department. You must be Maya. We're so excited to have you join the team. Maya stood quickly and used to such warm welcomes. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. We've got a team meeting in 20 minutes to bring you up to speed on current projects, Jennifer said. But first, Mr. Blackwood wants to see you. He likes to check in personally with new hires on their first day. Maya's stomach fluttered with nerves as she made her way to Dominic's office. His assistant, Marcus Cole, who she'd spoken to on the phone, greeted her with a professional smile and ushered her inside. Dominic looked up from his computer, and his serious expression softened when he saw her. Maya. How's your first morning? Overwhelming in the best possible way, she admitted. Everyone's been so welcoming. My office is more than I ever imagined. You deserve it, Dominic said simply. He stood and walked around his desk, leaning against it casually. I wanted to talk to you about something important. Jennifer will train you on operations, and that's crucial. But I have another project in mind for you. A project? I need someone to analyze and optimize my personal schedule and business operations, Dominic explained. You managed Derek Stone's life for 3 years, his calendar, his commitments, his pack obligations. You know how an alpha operates. I need someone with that insight to help me streamline my work-life balance. Maya hesitated. That sounds more like what I did before. I thought you wanted me to do something different? This is different, Dominic assured her. You'll be working with me as a consultant, not for me as a servant. You'll analyze my systems, propose solutions, implement changes. It's strategic thinking, not task execution. And it's in addition to your operations role, with corresponding compensation. He pulled out a folder. Here's what I'm thinking. 3 months consulting on my schedule and operations. If you're successful, we make it permanent with a promotion to senior executive. If you hate it, you continue in operations with no penalty. Maya took the folder, her hands trembling slightly. You're giving me a choice? Always, Dominic said, his green eyes sincere. I want you to work with me, Maya, not for me. There's a difference. For the first time in years, Maya felt respected. Valued. Seen. I'll do it, she said firmly. Thank you for the opportunity. Chapter 10, The Transformation. Over the next 3 months, Maya threw herself into her work with intensity she didn't know she possessed. During the day, she learned operations management from Jennifer, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. At night, she analyzed Dominic's schedule, identifying inefficiencies, proposing solutions, implementing systems. But more than that, she began to transform herself. With her first real paycheck, Maya moved out of the motel into a small but comfortable apartment. She bought new clothes, professional, stylish, confidence-building. She joined a gym and started eating regular, healthy meals. She saw a therapist to work through years of trauma and low self-esteem. Slowly, the hollow-eyed woman who'd served Derek Stone disappeared. In her place emerged someone Maya barely recognized, someone with energy, opinions, ideas. Someone who smiled easily and laughed freely. Dominic noticed the changes. He'd always been attentive, but as they worked together more closely, Maya began to see beyond the powerful alpha to the man underneath. He was kind without being soft. Demanding but fair. He pushed her to grow but supported her when she struggled. One evening, working late on a presentation, Maya found herself laughing at something Dominic said about a difficult client. He stopped mid-sentence, staring at her. "What?" Maya asked, suddenly self-conscious. "That's the first time I've heard you really laugh," Dominic said softly. "It's beautiful. You're beautiful when you're not carrying the weight of the world." Maya's breath caught. The look in his eyes wasn't professional. It was personal. Appreciative. Warm in a way that made her heart race. "Thank you," she whispered. "For everything. For seeing me. For believing in me. For giving me a chance to find myself again." "You did that yourself," Dominic said, standing and moving closer. "I just provided the opportunity. The courage, the strength, the transformation, that's all you, Maya." The moment stretched between them, electric and full of possibility. Then Dominic's phone rang, breaking the spell. He answered it with obvious reluctance, and Maya gathered her things, her mind racing. Was she developing feelings for Dominic Blackwood? And more importantly, did he feel the same way? Chapter 11, The Awakening. As Maya's confidence grew, something else began to emerge, something neither she nor Dominic had expected. It started with small things. Enhanced senses. Unusual strength. An instinctive understanding of pack dynamics during business meetings. One morning, Maya woke to find her eyes glowing faintly gold in the mirror. Terrified, she called in sick and spent the day researching. What she found shocked her. Her grandmother had been a werewolf. Maya had known that, vaguely, but her grandmother had married a human and her mother had been human. Maya had assumed she was fully human too. But apparently, dormant wolf genes could skip generations and activate under the right circumstances. Stress. Proximity to powerful wolves. Emotional awakening. Maya had been around Derek for 3 years and nothing had happened. But 3 months with Dominic, 3 months of transformation and growth, had triggered her dormant bloodline. She was becoming a werewolf. The next day, Maya went to Dominic's office and told him everything. She expected shock or maybe rejection. Instead, Dominic smiled. "I know." "You know?" Maya gasped. "I could sense it starting about a month ago," Dominic said. "Your scent changed. Your presence grew stronger. I was waiting for you to realize it yourself." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because this had to be your discovery, not mine," Dominic explained. "Maya, you're not just awakening as a wolf. You're emerging as an alpha. It's rare, but it happens. Your bloodline is strong." Maya sank into a chair, overwhelmed. "An alpha? That's impossible. I'm nobody." "You're somebody," Dominic corrected firmly. "You've always been somebody. Now your power is finally matching your spirit." He moved to sit beside her. "I can help you through this. The transformation, the training, learning to control your wolf. But only if you want my help. This is your journey, Maya." Maya looked at him, this man who'd given her everything, who believed in her when no one else did, who saw her potential when she couldn't see it herself. "I want your help," she said softly. "I trust you." Dominic took her hand, and Maya felt the spark of connection between them. Not just professional. Not just friendly. Something deeper. Something that felt like destiny. Then we do this together, Dominic said. Partner to partner. Alpha to alpha. Chapter 12, Training and Trust. The next 2 months were intense. Maya worked her operations job by day and trained with Dominic at night. He taught her to embrace her wolf, to control the shifts, to harness her emerging alpha power. The first time she fully shifted, Maya stood on 4 paws in Dominic's private training facility and howled with a mixture of joy and terror. Her wolf form was beautiful, sleek and silver with those same golden eyes. Magnificent, Dominic breathed, standing in front of her in his own wolf form, massive, black as midnight, radiating power. They ran together that night, racing through the private forest on Dominic's property. Maya felt free in ways she'd never imagined. Not human. Not servant. Not invisible. Just herself, powerful and wild and alive. As they shifted back to human form, sweaty and exhilarated, Dominic pulled Maya close. "You're incredible," he said, his voice rough with emotion. "Watching you come into your power, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed." Maya looked up at him, her heart pounding. "Dominic, I need to tell you something." "I know," he whispered. "I feel it too." And then he kissed her. The kiss was everything Maya had never let herself dream about. Passionate but tender. Consuming but safe. She melted into him, 3 years of invisible loneliness finally breaking under the weight of being truly wanted. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Dominic rested his forehead against hers. "I've been fighting this," he admitted. "You were my employee." The power dynamic. "I didn't want to pressure you or make you uncomfortable." "You didn't," Maya assured him. "You gave me space to find myself first. To become strong enough to choose you freely, not from gratitude or desperation." "And are you? Choosing me?" Dominic's eyes searched hers, vulnerable despite his alpha power. "Yes," Maya said without hesitation. "I choose you. I choose us." They made love that night in Dominic's home, and for the first time in her life, Maya felt cherished. Worshipped. Loved. Afterward, lying in Dominic's arms, Maya allowed herself to think about Derek. The man who'd treated her like furniture. Who'd never seen her value. "I want him to see what he lost," Maya admitted quietly. "Is that petty?" Dominic chuckled. "Maybe. But it's also human. Or wolf." He kissed her hair. "There's a business summit next month. Stone Corporation and Blackwood Industries will both be there. If you're ready, we go together. As partners. As equals. And you show Derek Stone exactly who you've become." Maya smiled in the darkness. "I'm ready." Chapter 13, The Summit Preparation. The International Business Summit was the event of the year. Major corporations, political figures, influential PAC leaders all gathered for 3 days of networking and deal-making. Derek Stone attended every year to maintain his company's prestige. This year, Dominic Blackwood planned to make a statement. "I'm announcing you as Blackwood Industries' new Chief Operations Officer," Dominic told Maya 2 weeks before the summit. "Your work these past 5 months has been extraordinary. You've earned the position." Maya stared at the promotion letter in shock. "Coup? Dominic, I've only been here 5 months." "And you've accomplished more than executives who've been here 5 years, Dominic countered. "You've optimized our operations, streamlined processes, and increased efficiency by 30%. The board is thrilled." "I'm thrilled. You deserve this, Maya." He pulled her close. "Besides, I want Derek Stone to understand exactly what he let go. Not just a talented woman, but a powerful alpha. Not just an assistant, but a chief operating officer. Not just invisible, but unforgettable." Maya kissed him, her heart full. "Thank you for believing in me. Always." The week before the summit, Maya went shopping with Jennifer, who'd become a close friend. They found the perfect dress, a stunning emerald green that brought out the gold in Maya's eyes and hugged her transformed figure. "Derek Stone is going to choke on his tongue when he sees you," Jennifer said with satisfaction. "You look like a goddess." Maya studied herself in the mirror. The woman staring back bore no resemblance to the hollow-eyed servant who'd fled Stone Manor 6 months ago. This woman was confident, powerful, beautiful. This woman was an alpha. "I'm ready," Maya said. "Let's show them who I really am." Chapter 14, The Summit Arrival. The summit was held at the city's most prestigious hotel. Dominic and Maya arrived together in his private car, and the moment they stepped onto the red carpet, cameras flashed. "Mr. Blackwood. Who's your companion? Is Blackwood Industries making announcements tonight?" "Mr. Blackwood, over here." Dominic smiled his most charming smile and placed his hand on the small of Maya's back. "Gentlemen, ladies, I'd like you to meet Maya Rivers, Blackwood Industries' new Chief Operations Officer. We'll be making several exciting announcements this week." More camera flashes. Maya smiled confidently, her training kicking in. She looked every inch the powerful executive. They entered the ballroom, and Maya felt every eye turn toward them. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "That's Dominic Blackwood." "Who's the woman?" "She's stunning." "Did he say COO? She looks so young." "Is she his girlfriend?" Maya held her head high, refusing to shrink or apologize for her presence. Beside her, Dominic radiated pride. And then, across the room, Maya saw him. Derek Stone stood near the bar, Vanessa clinging to his arm in a glittering gold dress. He was laughing at something another alpha said, completely unaware of Maya's arrival. Until Vanessa's jaw dropped, and she grabbed Derek's arm, pointing. Derek turned. His eyes found Maya. And his face went completely white. He stared at her like he was seeing a ghost. His mouth opened and closed wordlessly. Vanessa said something sharp, but Derek didn't seem to hear her. Maya smiled sweetly and turned away, letting Dominic guide her toward a group of executives who wanted introductions. Behind her, she heard Derek's voice, shocked and disbelieving, "Maya?" But she didn't look back. That chapter of her life was closed. The phoenix had risen. And Derek Stone was about to learn exactly what he'd lost. Chapter 15, The Revelation. The first night of the summit passed in a whirlwind of introductions and networking. Maya held her own in conversations with CEOs and pack leaders, her natural intelligence and newly gained confidence making her a star. Dominic watched her with obvious pride and something deeper, love that he no longer bothered to hide. Several times throughout the evening, Maya caught Derek staring at her from across the room. His expression ranged from shock to confusion to something that might have been regret. Vanessa noticed too. She clung to Derek's arm possessively, shooting daggers at Maya with her eyes. Near the end of the night, Derek approached while Maya was alone at the bar ordering champagne. "Maya," he said, his voice strained. Maya turned slowly, her expression polite but distant. "Derek. How nice to see you." He flinched at her formality. You look, what are you doing here?" "I'm attending the summit," Maya said simply. "I'm Blackwood Industries' Chief Operations Officer." "Didn't you see the announcement?" Derek's jaw clenched. "You're working for Blackwood? You went to my rival?" "I went where I was valued," Maya corrected coolly. "Where my skills were recognized and compensated fairly. Where I'm treated as a colleague, not a servant." "Maya, listen," Derek stepped closer, and she noticed the dark circles under his eyes, the tension in his shoulders. "I've been trying to reach you for months." "You blocked my number." "Yes, I did. I need to talk to you about what happened. About how I treated you. I've realized." "Realized what?" Maya interrupted. "That treating people like furniture has consequences? That basic human decency matters? That you can't exploit someone indefinitely without losing them?" Derek's face flushed. "I was wrong, okay? I didn't appreciate what I had. You were incredible, and I took you for granted. You're right, Maya agreed calmly. You did. But that's not my problem anymore. Maya, please. Derek's voice dropped to something almost desperate. I want you to come back. I'll double your salary. I'll treat you better. I'll. No, Maya said simply. Derek looked stunned. No? Just like that? Just like that. Maya took her champagne from the bartender. Derek, you had 3 years to treat me with basic respect. You chose cruelty and indifference. I've moved on to someone who saw my value from day one. Blackwood, Derek spat the name like poison. You're with him. That's none of your business. He's using you to get to me, Derek insisted. This is corporate warfare, Maya. You're just a pawn. Maya laughed, a genuine sound of amusement. You know what's funny? You can't imagine that Dominic values me for my actual skills. That I earned this position through competence, not manipulation. That someone might see me as more than a tool. She stepped closer, her voice dropping. That says everything about you, Derek, and nothing about me. Dominic appeared at her elbow, his presence commanding immediate attention. Is everything all right, Maya? Perfect, Maya said, accepting the hand he offered. Derek was just leaving. Derek's eyes flickered between them, seeing the easy intimacy, the obvious connection. His face darkened with jealousy. This isn't over, Derek said quietly. Actually, it is, Dominic replied, his voice steel wrapped in silk. Miss Rivers is under my protection now. Any attempt to harass or threaten her will be considered an act of aggression against Blackwood Industries and my pack. I trust I'm being clear, Stone. It was a direct alpha challenge, delivered with perfect politeness. Derek's wolf rose in his eyes, but he wasn't stupid enough to start a dominance fight at an international summit. Crystal clear, Derek forced out through clenched teeth. He stalked away, and Maya released a breath she didn't know she was holding. Thank you, she told Dominic. Always, he said, kissing her temple. You handled that beautifully, by the way. Firm, confident, unbothered. He's going to lose his mind. Maya smiled. Good. Let him see what he threw away. Chapter 16, The Power Move. The second day of the summit brought the major business presentations. Maya was scheduled to present Blackwood Industries' new operations optimization model, a system she'd developed herself. She stood backstage, reviewing her notes one final time, when Jennifer found her. You're going to kill this, Jennifer said confidently. The board members I've talked to are already impressed just by your bio. What if I mess up? Maya asked, old insecurities creeping in. Then you recover and keep going, Jennifer said firmly. But you won't mess up. You know this material inside and out. You lived it. Maya nodded, taking a deep breath. Jennifer was right. This was her system, her innovation, her triumph. When her name was called, Maya walked onto that stage with her head high. The auditorium held hundreds of people, executives, investors, pack leaders. In the third row, she spotted Dominic, his expression proud and encouraging. Several rows behind him, Derek sat with Vanessa, his face tense. Good afternoon, Maya began, her voice steady and clear. I'm Maya Rivers, Chief Operations Officer of Blackwood Industries. Today I want to share how we increased operational efficiency by 30% in 6 months while reducing costs and improving employee satisfaction. For the next 30 minutes, Maya commanded that stage. She presented data, explained methodologies, answered questions with confidence and expertise. She saw people leaning forward, taking notes, nodding in agreement. When she finished, the applause was thunderous. Afterward, executives crowded around her, asking for details, exchanging business cards, expressing interest in consulting services. Maya fielded questions professionally, making connections that would benefit Blackwood Industries for years. Through the crowd, she saw Derek standing alone near the exit, watching her with an expression she couldn't quite read. Regret? Jealousy? Realization? She turned away without acknowledging him. He'd had his chance to value her. That opportunity was gone. Dominic found her during the cocktail hour, pulling her into a quiet corner. "You were magnificent," he said, framing her face with his hands. "Absolutely magnificent. Every person in that room now understands exactly how talented you are." "Including Derek," Maya noted. "Especially Derek." Dominic's smile turned slightly predatory. "I heard he's been making calls, trying to poach some of my executives with higher salary offers." "He's panicking." "Because of me?" "Because he realizes he had a diamond and treated it like dirt," Dominic corrected. "And now his rival owns that diamond. It's killing him." Maya kissed Dominic softly. "I'm nobody's property." "Not anymore." "No," Dominic agreed. "You're your own woman. You just happen to choose me." "Every day," Maya promised. That night, at the summit gala, Dominic made his final announcement. He stood at the podium, commanding absolute attention. "Thank you all for attending this year's summit. Blackwood Industries has had an extraordinary year, much of it thanks to our new Chief Operations Officer, Maya Rivers." Applause filled the ballroom. "But tonight, I have another announcement," Dominic continued. "Maya has not only proven herself an exceptional executive. She's also proven herself an exceptional alpha." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Maya's wolf status wasn't common knowledge yet. "It's rare for dormant bloodlines to activate," Dominic said. "But Maya's strength of character and spirit triggered her wolf emergence. She's completed her training, and tonight, I'm formally recognizing her as Alpha Maya Rivers of Blackwood Pack." More gasps. This was huge, a woman with no pack connections becoming an alpha through pure merit. Furthermore, Dominic's eyes found Maya in the crowd, warm and full of promise. "I'm asking Alpha Maya to consider becoming my co-leader. Not my subordinate, not my lieutenant, but my equal partner in leading Blackwood Pack and Blackwood Industries into the future." The ballroom erupted in shocked conversation. Maya felt tears prick her eyes as she stood and made her way to the stage. Dominic met her halfway, taking her hand. "Yes," she said clearly, her voice carrying through the room. "I accept." The applause was deafening. And in the back of the ballroom, Derek Stone stood frozen, watching the woman he'd treated like nothing except a position of power he'd never dreamed of offering her. Watching her shine in ways he'd never allowed. Watching her choose another alpha, a better alpha, over any possibility of him. The phoenix hadn't just risen. She was soaring. And Derek was left in the ashes of his own making. Part 3, The Reckoning, 2000 words. Chapter 17, The Aftermath. The weeks following the summit were chaotic in the best possible way. Maya's promotion to co-alpha made national news. Business journals ran features on her unprecedented rise. Pack magazines debated the implications of a female alpha with awakened bloodline leading alongside Dominic Blackwood. Through it all, Maya remained focused and grounded. She and Dominic moved into a shared penthouse, blending their lives both professionally and personally. She was happier than she'd ever imagined possible. But Derek Stone was unraveling. Sarah called Maya one evening, her voice tight with concern. "I thought you should know, things at Stone Manor are falling apart." "What do you mean?" Maya asked, though part of her already knew. "Derek fired 3 assistants in 2 months. Nobody can do things the way you did. His calendar's a disaster. He missed 2 major meetings last week. The pack is restless because he's so irritable." Sarah paused. "And Vanessa is showing her true colors. She's spending money like water, demanding more jewelry, more clothes, more everything. There are rumors she's seeing someone on the side." Maya felt a flicker of vindication, followed quickly by pity. "That's not my problem anymore, Sarah." "I know. But he asks about you constantly." Where you are, what you're doing, whether you're happy. Sarah's voice dropped. I think he finally realizes what he lost, Maya. And it's destroying him. After the call, Maya told Dominic everything. Do you still have feelings for him? Dominic asked carefully. No, Maya said without hesitation. I never loved Derek. I just wanted him to see me. But now? She kept Dominic's face. Now I have you. Someone who actually sees me, values me, loves me. Derek can live with his regrets. I'm living my dreams. Dominic kissed her deeply. Good. Because you're mine, Maya Rivers. And I'm never letting you go. Chapter 18, Derek's Desperation. 2 months after the summit, Derek started showing up places Maya frequented. First, it was the coffee shop near Blackwood Tower. Maya was picking up her morning latte when she spotted him in line behind her. This is my coffee shop, Derek, Maya said coolly. Stone Tower is across town. I can get coffee wherever I want, Derek replied, but his eyes betrayed him, desperate, pleading, haunted. Then it was the gym. The restaurant where Maya had lunch meetings. The park where she walked on weekends. He's following you, Dominic said grimly after the fourth coincidental encounter. It's borderline stalking. I can handle Derek, Maya assured him. But privately, she was unnerved. The situation came to a head when Derek showed up at Blackwood Tower itself, demanding to see Maya. Security called her office. Miss Rivers, there's an alpha Derek Stone in the lobby insisting he needs to speak with you. Should we remove him? Maya glanced at Dominic, who was working at his desk. His expression had gone cold and dangerous. I'll handle this, Maya said, standing. Not alone, Dominic said firmly, rising with her. They descended to the lobby together. Derek stood near the security desk, looking haggard. His suit was wrinkled. His hair needed cutting. Dark circles shadowed his eyes. Maya, please, he said when he saw her. Just 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. You're not welcome here, Stone, Dominic said coldly. This doesn't concern you, Blackwood, Derek snapped, his alpha rising. Everything concerning Maya concerns me, Dominic replied, moving protectively closer to Maya. She's my co-alpha, my partner, and mine. You need to leave. I need to talk to her. Derek's voice rose, drawing stares from Blackwood employees. Maya, please. I know I was wrong. I know I treated you horribly. But I've changed. I see what I lost. I see what you've become. Let me prove I can appreciate you now. Maya stepped forward, her own alpha power rising to meet his. Derek's eyes widened, he could feel her strength, her authority, her complete transformation. Derek, Maya said quietly, you had 3 years to appreciate me. You chose cruelty. You chose indifference. You chose to make me invisible. Her voice strengthened. Now I'm visible to the entire world, and you can't stand it. But this isn't about you anymore. This is about me and the life I've built without you. I love you, Derek blurted desperately. The lobby went silent. Maya laughed, but there was no humor in it. No, Derek. You love the idea of me. The competent assistant who made your life easy. The woman who's now successful and powerful with your rival. You love your wounded ego. But you don't love me. You never even knew me. She took Dominic's hand. This is the man who loves me. Who saw my potential when I was broken. Who supported my growth instead of suppressing it. Who treats me as an equal partner, not a possession. Derek's face crumpled. Maya. Security, Maya said calmly, please escort Mr. Stone from the building. If he returns, call the police. Maya, please. Derek struggled as security took his arms. I can change. Give me another chance. I gave you 3 years of chances, Maya said, her voice echoing through the lobby. Every morning I made your coffee. Every night I stayed late. Every time I sacrificed my own needs for yours. Those were your chances, Derek. And you wasted every single one. She turned her back on him as security removed him from the building, his protests fading into the distance. In the elevator back to their offices, Dominic pulled Maya close. "Are you all right?" he asked gently. "I'm perfect," Maya said, and meant it. That was closure. Finally. Chapter 19, Vanessa's Betrayal. The next blow to Derek came from an unexpected source, his fiancée. Maya learned about it from industry gossip before it hit the news. Vanessa Pierce had been photographed entering a hotel with Marcus Chen, heir to the Chen Pak fortune. Not once, but multiple times over the past 3 months. The tabloids exploded with the scandal. Alpha's fiancé caught cheating. Stone engagement on the rocks. Vanessa Pierce's secret affair. Dominic showed Maya the headlines over breakfast. "Apparently, she's been seeing Chen since a month after the engagement," he said. "Using Derek's money to fund her affair." Maya should have felt vindicated. Instead, she felt oddly hollow. "He really has lost everything, hasn't he?" "He lost everything when he let you go," Dominic corrected. "Everything else is just consequences catching up." When the news broke officially, Derek released a terse statement ending the engagement. Stone Corporation stock dipped. PAC members whispered about their Alpha's judgment. Derek's carefully constructed image began to crumble. And through it all, Maya focused on building rather than celebrating his destruction. She launched new initiatives at Blackwood Industries. She established programs for employee advancement. She proved her alpha status through competence and compassion, not cruelty. Chapter 20, The Final Confrontation. 6 months after the summit, Derek requested a formal meeting with Dominic and Maya. Business only, his assistant assured them. Regarding potential partnerships. They agreed to meet in neutral territory, a conference room at a lawyer's office. Derek arrived alone, looking thinner and older than Maya remembered. His usual arrogance had been replaced by visible exhaustion. "Thank you for agreeing to this meeting," Derek said formally, taking a seat across from them. "You said this was about business," Dominic said coolly. "What kind of business would Stone Corporation have with Blackwood Industries?" Derek took a breath. "I'm selling." Silence fell over the room. "Selling what?" Maya asked carefully. "Stone Corporation. Parts of it, anyway." Derek's voice was flat, defeated. "My board has lost confidence in my leadership. PAC members are challenging my alpha status. I'm overextended financially, and without." He glanced at Maya. "Without proper management, everything's falling apart." "And you want us to buy?" Dominic leaned back, assessing. "I want Maya to buy," Derek corrected, looking directly at her. "The operations division. You transformed it once when you worked for me. You could make it profitable again. And I need the capital to save the rest of my company." Maya studied the man who'd once held all the power over her life. Now he sat before her, broken and desperate, begging for her help. "Why should I help you?" Maya asked quietly. "After everything?" Derek's jaw worked. "Because you're a better person than I am. Because you understand operations in ways I never did. Because..." His voice cracked slightly. "Because I'm asking. And I know I have no right to, but I'm asking anyway." Dominic looked at Maya, leaving the decision to her. Maya thought about the girl she'd been, invisible, powerless, convinced she was worthless. Then she thought about the woman she'd become, strong, confident, an alpha in her own right. "I'll buy the operations division," Maya said finally. "But not to save you, Derek. To save the employees who don't deserve to lose their jobs because their CEO was incompetent." Derek flinched at the blunt assessment. "The price will be fair market value," Maya continued. "No discounts for old time's sake. No favors. This is business." Agreed, Derek said quickly. And Derek? Maya leaned forward. I want you to understand something. This, me buying your failing division, this isn't your redemption. This is my success. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this despite you. Derek's eyes filled with something that might have been tears. I know. And Maya? I know it doesn't matter, but I am sorry. For everything. You deserved so much better than how I treated you. You're right, Maya said without sympathy. It doesn't matter. Your apology is 6 months too late and 1,000 cruel acts too few. But I appreciate the acknowledgement. She stood, signaling the meeting was over. Have your lawyers draw up the papers. I'll have mine review them. As they left the conference room, Derek called after them one last time. Maya? She paused but didn't turn around. I hope he knows how lucky he is, Derek said quietly. Blackwood. I hope he knows what he has. Dominic's arm came around Maya's shoulders. Every single day, he said firmly. I know exactly what I have. And I'll never make your mistakes. Chapter 21, Rising from the Ashes. The acquisition of Stone Corporation's operations division made headlines. Alpha Maya Rivers expands empire. From assistant to acquisition, the Maya Rivers story. Blackwood power couple dominates industry. Maya worked tirelessly to restructure the division, implementing her systems, treating employees with respect, proving once again that she was more than capable of success. Derek, meanwhile, faded into relative obscurity. Stone Corporation limped along with a skeleton crew. His pack fractured as members left for stronger leadership. He'd lost his company, his fiancée, his reputation, and most importantly, the woman who could have saved him if he'd only valued her. 9 months after leaving Stone Manor, Maya stood in her penthouse with Dominic, looking out over the city they now partly ruled. Do you ever miss it? Dominic asked, holding her from behind. The simplicity of before? Maya laughed. You mean when I was invisible and powerless? Not for a second. She turned in his arms, her eyes glowing with alpha power and happiness. You gave me the chance to find myself, Dominic. To discover my strength. To rise from the ashes of who I thought I was. You did that yourself, Dominic corrected, kissing her softly. I just saw what was always there. Then thank you for seeing me, Maya whispered. When no one else did. Always, Dominic promised. I'll always see you, Maya. Because you're impossible to miss. That night, at a pack celebration in their honor, Maya stood before Blackwood pack members, her pack now, and spoke with the confidence of someone who'd earned every ounce of respect she received. 6 months ago, I was nobody, she said. Invisible. Powerless. Convinced I was worthless. Her voice strengthened. But I learned something important. Your value doesn't come from how others treat you. It comes from how you treat yourself. From refusing to accept invisibility. From believing you deserve respect, dignity, and love. She looked at Dominic, who watched her with undisguised love and pride. I rose from the ashes not through revenge, but through refusing to stay burned, Maya continued. And now I stand before you as your alpha, not because someone handed me power, but because I claimed it. Because I earned it. Because I refused to stay invisible. The pack erupted in howls of approval. Later, alone in their bedroom, Dominic pulled Maya close. I love you, he said simply. Every strong, fierce, incredible part of you. I love you too, Maya replied. Thank you for teaching me I was worthy of love. You always were, Dominic corrected. You just needed someone to remind you. As they made love that night, Maya thought about Derek Stone sitting alone in his empty manor, living with his regrets. She didn't hate him anymore. She pitied him. Because he'd had something precious and been too blind to see it. But that was his burden to carry, not hers. Maya had risen from the servants' basement to the Alpha's penthouse. From invisible to unforgettable. From nobody to somebody who mattered. She'd been treated like a servant until another alpha showed her she deserved to be treated like a queen. And now? Now she was exactly that. Epilogue, 6 months later. The wedding was everything Maya had never let herself dream about. Held in Blackwood's private estate gardens, attended by hundreds of pack members and business associates, it was a celebration of love, power, and triumph. Maya wore white, but not as a symbol of purity, as a symbol of new beginnings. Of rising from the ashes. Of claiming her place in the sun. As she walked down the aisle toward Dominic, she passed Derek Stone. Yes, she'd invited him. Not out of cruelty, but as a final statement. Look at what you lost. Look at what I became. Learn from your mistakes. Derek sat alone in the back row, his face a mask of regret and acceptance. He'd sent a generous gift and a note, "You deserve every happiness. I'm sorry I couldn't be the one to give it to you." Maya had read the note, acknowledged it, and then let it go. Because this day wasn't about Derek's regrets. It was about her future. When Dominic took her hands at the altar, his eyes shining with love, Maya felt complete in ways she'd never imagined. I, Dominic Blackwood, take you, Maya Rivers, as my equal partner, my co-alpha, my mate, and my love, Dominic said clearly. I promise to always see you, value you, and support you in becoming whoever you want to be. I, Maya Rivers, take you, Dominic Blackwood, as my equal partner, my co-alpha, my mate, and my love, Maya replied, her voice strong and sure. I promise to stand beside you, lead with you, and build our future together. As they sealed their vows with a kiss, the assembled pack held their approval. The phoenix had risen. The servant had become queen. And Maya Rivers lived happily ever after, not because someone rescued her, but because she rescued herself. The end. Welcome to Heart's Reckoning. If you enjoyed this story of transformation, revenge, and true love, please like and subscribe for more romantic tales of empowerment and second chances. What story should I tell next? Let me know in the comments.